Welcome to Invited Back with Sabbath Kapahos. Today I want to talk about practicing. I'm continuing in a mini-series of gems that I gleaned from Carla Naumburg's book. And she had this phrase: we're always practicing something, even if it's not something we're trying to get better at. Wow. Talk about an eye-opener when it comes to the reality of what we do daily versus what we may have intended to do. We're always practicing something, even if it's not something we're trying to get better at. So my simple question to us this week is, what are we practicing? If you're in the music business or the teaching business or the sports business, or you have kids, or you have a community, you may have heard this phrase: practice makes permanent. And while I love that idea, I love that we're not trying to be perfect, but we're trying to solidify whatever it is we're practicing for. And I also love the thought that I hear often around the Hello Mornings community with Kat Lee is focus on progress, not perfection. So the idea of practicing makes permanent is about the progress that we're choosing to make. And it's great if what we're practicing is something we want to get better at. But if it's not something we want to get better at, then we have a bit of a problem. Now, in Carla Naumburg's book about parenting, the idea is practicing our responses. Am I going to practice pausing before I react? I can practice walking away instead of losing it. I can practice listening first before trying to control the situation with how I want it to go. Now, these things are not easy, and they might not even be realized to us in the moment that it is a practice, because we may have picked this up from what was modeled to us as a child. We may have unconsciously ingrained this as a habit of how we respond to something to get our voice heard. Not necessarily that it's the right way to go about doing that, but it's just what we've always done. And this goes not just for parenting or marriage, but in our communities, in our workplaces, even in our interactions online. We're always practicing something, even if it's not something we're trying to get better at. So again, my question and encouragement to us is, what are we practicing? Over the last few years, I have become well acquainted with Hello Mornings, which is a community based on a book that Kat Lee wrote called Hello Mornings. And there are 3 anchors that she talks about starting our day with, and that is God time, plan time, and move time. I recently wrote a blog, or submitted a blog for the Hello Mornings website, and I had sent it over to a friend of mine to read through and get edits and feedback. This is one of my writing practices, and if you are a writer out there, I pray that you have a friend that you can send your work to and they will faithfully read and respond. What was so funny about this particular response is that her autocorrect changed it Hello Mornings to help moron. And I was cracking up. We were both cracking up, because isn't it so true? Sometimes I can be such a moron. I don't respond in the way that I know is right, but I still do it. I set a plan, but I don't follow it because my actions are based on a whim. Or I have every good intention, but I get outweighed by the heaviness and the reality of hormones or emotions or toddlers or the needs of everyone else around me. We all need help. And the way that we can help ourselves is to set habits and daily practices, doing the things that we actually want to get better at. And it's not about perfection, it's about progress. So friends, my quick encouragement to us this week is, may we practice the things that we're actually trying to get better at. And may they become a permanent part of our character and our relationships. Remember that you are not alone. The heart behind this space of being invited back is vulnerable honesty. We all make big mistakes, but we get a chance to choose again, to choose to practice the things that we do want to get better at, and to choose to ask for help if we need it. So here's to making permanent the things that we're practicing and really wanting to get better at. Until next time, aloha.